right, welcome back to the EBL Podcast, the highly anticipated, everyone wants to hear our draft and free agency opinions. I know, it's the most talked about podcast of the year, and joining us, as always, is Wick. Wick, looking good. How we doing today, bud?
I'm doing great, Tyler. Pleasure to be with you for our fourth podcast. Let's make it the best one yet.
Well, hey, we're just setting that bar a little higher. It's like limbo. It's like limbo over here, except, I don't think it'll ever get that high. I think we'll just be stuck at a permanent mid to low level, and that's fine. That's where we like it. That's where we're comfortable. And joining us for the second time is Dan. Dan, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks. Nice to be back. I'm repping a Bunnings Warehouse cap, which is a Australian, New Zealand kind of Home Depot store. Don't own any kind of sports caps, so kind of have to go roll with it.
Okay. Dan said, we don't have sports, but I do have a Home Depot equivalent. So, I mean, that's close enough. So, basketball is played on the hardwood, and they sell hardwood at Bunnings Warehouse. Bunnings Warehouse, sorry. Is it Bunnings or Dunnings?
Bunnings. Very
Bunnings.
important institution in the kind of Australia, New Zealand kind of world. Yeah. It's about Yeah, there you go.
See, and you
SF
thought you were
appreciate
just
it. We are making this podcast for SF, right? So it's nice to be on SF's podcast with an Australian cap on. So there you go.
Him and Mofo are the only two that I know will listen to every single one. So yes, we will cater to SF and Mofo around here, and I will not be ashamed about it. So yeah, all right. So great to have everyone on board. Great to be back with everyone. When was our last one? Was it the All-Star Weekend? Was that our last?
Yep. Would have been.
Yeah. So it's been a little bit. Oh, yeah, because we didn't get a playoff preview one out because my dumbass fell asleep, and then Wick couldn't do it on a certain time, but then he could do it, but then I was already out, and, things happen. So, all right, we're back now, and we're good. So the draft has just wrapped up, the 21-22 EBL draft. God, we're getting to a point where it's almost 100 years in our real life future, and that's terrifying. So we had a lot to happen. Most of the draft picks were made by a few teams, it feels like. I feel like this was just like a Cleveland, Dallas, Indiana draft. I think there was one more, but basically those three teams were what I felt like just dominated the draft. So everyone's already heard some of my draft takes. I stupidly decided to make a 29-part video series about it, not realizing exactly how much time that was going to take, and boy, am I burnt out on it. So let's get some draft takes. Wick, anything stand out for you on this draft? I know you said you had a take you want to talk about, so let's go ahead and get your opinion first on this one.
Well, to start, I think it was a great offseason for EBL Media between Mofo's draft grade article and your 29-part video series, which I really enjoyed watching, especially the extremely negative grade with the surprisingly upbeat music in the background. Yeah. That had me crying. That was pretty funny.
These are the things that make me happy in life, just in case anyone's ever curious.
Just like this, playful, fun music playing, and I'm like, I fucking hate that pick. It's the worst pick. Great stuff.
That was not a good pick. No, it's a bad pick.
I mean, as you said before, I think there were three teams drafting this year between the Cavs, Pacers, and Mavs. Cavs and Mavs had 3 lotto picks each, so I think it's going to be super defining draft for those two teams. And I think my one sort of major take is that this is probably going to be the draft that puts Cleveland back on the map in the East as a serious threat.
Okay.
Crazy as that sounds, with the number 1 and 2 picks, you kind of hope that would be the outcome, right?
We've seen some 1 and 2 overall picks be wasted before, so it actually isn't a hot take on that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when you got one of the best drafters in EBL history,
that's fair.
With those picks,
that's true.
Yeah, that's fair. Not a lot of people talk about that. Yeah, I think not a lot of people talk about that. SF is
Are we just glazing SF now, just so we can, just because he's listening to the pod?
I've had to keep the ratings up, Dan. just fuck off. Let me have it. But no, I completely agree with Wick on that one. I think the Cavs had a great draft. I think it's hard not to have a good draft when, again, like you said, with the 1 and 2 overall picks. But we have seen it done. It has happened. So I knew it wouldn't happen with SF though. He literally got the 2. I mean, there was no. Well, okay, maybe he should. It was just like no, like he picked 1 and he picked 2, and it was a consensus. Great job, everybody. No one argued it, and that's all you could really want when you have the top 2 picks.
And I think what I really appreciate as well, that there was kind of like attempt at kind of fancy play. Like I imagine some GMs might try to trade the 2 or trade down for the 2, pick the 1, kind of tricky stuff like that. But yeah, just playing it straight and picking the 2 best players. I think, or at least, that makes a good. I think it's a smart way of doing it.
Yeah. I mean, hell, if Hodge had the number 2 overall pick, he would have made his first pick at like 27 somehow. So, just
six second round picks.
Right. Well, I traded the 2 for the 7, and then I moved the 7 for a 15 and 1 next year, and then I moved the 15 for a 20 and a 24, and now all of a sudden I have 10 second round picks over the next 3 years. So, that would have been. I mean, I feel bad because he's not here but he would agree with that take. So, it's what it is.
Tough trade. Tough that we've already really shat on it, eh? So we've already.
I know. I don't want to pile ahead, but
Yeah, I'm not going to pile on. I think my laughter has done enough.
You can't do it.
Yeah. So SF also picked number 10 with those 3 lotto picks, and
That's right.
he got a bit of flack for taking another power forward guy with the size that suggests he'll probably just be a power forward. I also had him as my best player available at that pick. So I don't think it's a bad move there either, even if it's not going to work long term. If he has a great TC, I could totally see a world where he flips dirt in down the line for something he actually needs. So, yeah, still a good pick, in my opinion.
Let's hear from Dan. Dan, do you have any hot... Wick, I know you're not done. We'll come back to you, I promise. Dan, do you have anything you'd like to discuss on this draft?
Yeah, hot takes on draft. This was probably for me the most boring draft. It just took so long, but that's not a complaint about the quality of the drafting. More so how long every single pick took to make. There you go. Good thing you're doing it on this draft. Your 29 videos, because otherwise you wouldn't have had enough time to do it.
Oh my God, I had so much time. It was fine.
It was amazing. Yeah. Now, a few players I really like from this draft. I'm really interested to see the Kings team after this draft. Am I still here?
Yeah,
I think I'm lagging. Okay,
that's okay. You look fine on our end.
Yeah,
you guys are frozen for me, but that's all good. Really interested to see how the Kings team do this year. I think they drafted really well for a new GM. Picked really good players that can contribute now, alongside around the ref, and I just think there is a lot of potential there, and it will be really interesting to see how they go forward with this new team, and whether they're actually starting to compete with their team there. Seeing how Zingdu would do, and a few of the other players that they've drafted as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like I said in one of my videos, or maybe 2 of them, they almost fucking made the playoffs with just Saran ref last year. I mean, after they traded Josue, can you name a single other starter on that team?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a bad. Yeah, what was the I'm just remembering, I think you put it through ChatGPT or something, and what did they say about the Kings? It was like Arana Ref carried the Kings through on like I'll try to find that for you.
Yeah, I love that. ChatGPT knows what it's talking about when it comes to this league, because I do use it I've been trying to use ChatGPT to analyze free agency. And basically I want to become like moron essentially, where I can just know things, and he's gonna love that I just said that in this video, by the way. But it's not working so far. So far, there's it's been like, well, maybe there's a pattern between this, and there's just not. So it turns out AI does not understand the intricacies of how players sign in our 100-year-old fictional basketball league. So who would have guessed on that one? But
What they do know is how good a ref is, which I found a quote. A ref is single-handedly carrying the corpse of his team on his shoulders and somehow thriving while doing so. And so, few more good players in there. I think the Kings could be a contender heading forward. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep. Contender for the playoffs, I will say.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
This all does ride on the fact that I still believe Iran ref is about to go down drastically in one of these training camps. I've been calling
He's
it.
gonna be 32. He's gonna be 32, and Tyler's gonna be like, I think he's gonna go down anytime now, anytime.
Once he hits that 34-year-old training camp, though, boy, watch out. No, I really, I'm waiting for it, and I'm expecting it. And if it doesn't happen, then I will go back through and edit out all of the things that I've ever said on here about it, and no one will ever be able to tell me that I mentioned it before. So, but I really do expect it. I don't think his potential hasn't. Like, I know no one says there's a correlation between, like, after that first TC, whatever, but, like, after that first TC, he only went up from F to D. His real potential cannot be that large. It can't be that big. Like, it has to be somewhere around the CD range, and if it's not going to continue to rise when he's already, like, 24. He came in as an older rookie, so I'm just prepared for it. I'm thinking it's going to happen at some point. That's kind of what put me off about training for him, that and the fact I would have had to give up about 30 first-round picks apparently, but I'm waiting for it. But in the meantime, he needs to hope that some of these rookies that he's drafted go up big and they go up fast. So he doesn't have many other assets. It's not like he can trade away, his other starter to get 3 more picks because he doesn't have another starter. So you just got to do the best with what he can. He's doing a fine job, to be honest with you. I think he's doing the best that he can currently. So
he does have some cap room, if I'm not wrong. Heading into FA, so I mean, depending on how he does there,
use it wisely.
There might be a few pieces. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he inherited probably the worst situation a new GM could.
God. Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Who was the GM before him? I can't remember.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't remember, Dan? You can't. Interesting. You wanna think about it just a little bit longer on that one?
Not anymore. Let's keep going.
Why don't you look back through your DMs and try to find a trade that was maybe supposed to happen, and that might remind you who the GM was. So.
Imagine that, though. Anyway, never mind. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It hurts too much.
Oh my God.
It's my birthday, and I want to think about nicer things than.
Sorry, guys. The rest of this podcast is just going to be Dan blaming Y for all of his failures. So
Yeah. Would have won another ring.
Would have at least gotten out of the first round sooner than you did. So All right, Wick. Did you have another take? I feel like you had another take.
I mean, I always have another take in me.
That's fair.
Just an endless stream of takes.
Who might argue?
We were talking about how the Cavs didn't get fancy with their lottery picks, and I think that's probably why they had the best draft. Right? They had the picks, they took the best players available, and called it a day. And I think when you look at the team that also had 3 lottery picks, the other team in the West, in the Mavs, I think they tried to get a bit fancy with their off-season moves. We had that trade down from 6 to 15 and 16.
That's right.
I mean, it was an unfortunate situation having, the best players available at that pick being mostly big men. And the Mavs are pretty set at big.
Yeah.
But it would have been nice to just use that pick, I think, for a team just in need of talent overall in any sort of shape or position.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like they have things that they don't need. You know what I mean? They're fine on center and power forward, but yeah, they definitely could be. There's someone they could have taken there. I think they missed out on a few guys that they could have gotten because they wanted to trade down and get more assets. And I'm just not entirely sure of the assets they got, so.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm allowed. I'm trying to figure out if I'm allowed to say, but I did advise Legion not to trade down. I said, it's always quality over quantity in EVL. You've got, do you want one really really good player, or do you want three average players? Like as
Yeah.
you only play five players at a time who really make an impact, and so it's. It's really about picking the best player, in my opinion, rather than trying to be fancy and try to pick three players that might turn out to be average. Yeah, unless you hit on all three, then obviously that's amazing. But but
Right.
yeah, I much prefer to take the higher pick and just pick there rather than try to be fancy and trade down. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
No, I agree with that, and I've always felt that way. I mean, if you go back and look at past drafts, will there be some random people in like the 19 to 25 range that will hit? Yeah, of course, that's going to happen, but like it's rare when it does to the point enough to where like, if you have a top 10 pick, why are you trying to trade it for, what he get like a 19 and then like maybe a 20 next year and a 20 and a 15 the year after? It's like, just take the 7, like whoever you're going to get there is better than anyone else you're going to get in the future. I don't care, like
Exactly.
great.
Yeah. Or trade it for a known talent. If you're gonna trade your lotto away,
Right.
trade it for a player who you know is good. Or a couple of players that you know is good. That might be a better way of doing that. But trading down, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
speaking of the Mavs, I also actually quite like their pick at number 3. That point guard that Mofo does not like as much as the other two. To me, simply because of his age, potential, and skill set, he'd be my top point guard of
Yeah.
the 3. I think that's actually a more popular opinion than Mofo's.
Yeah. That's the Gage Everard.
Everard,
Because
yeah.
what's the order? What's the order that that Mofo had? That Bucks point guard first, eh?
Yeah. Karapits.
Karapic, yeah. Then Zingdu, and then Gage Everhard.
Yeah.
That's a weird name.
It's not hard. He's not ever hard. It's Everhard. There's no H.
Yep.
The man is flaccid.
Yep.
He is not ever hard. I promise.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, and Tyler, you had Gage first, didn't you? And
I did.
and you're
Yeah.
kind of out of the point. That's interesting. I think that was probably one of the more interesting differences in terms of, I don't really have a evaluation myself, but I'm seeing how differently people rank those 3 point guards in terms of what what was needed and what what potential there was. And again, with these kind of 3 players, like it's really about. I mean, I think Zhengdu is a bit more. He's obviously older, but it just really. I mean, easily one could be better than the other after the first TC. We would be
Right.
kind of. It's one of those things, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a kind of wait and see. I mean, I feel like those other 2 point guards, if they had A or B potential, yeah, of course, I would have them as like, or like, like A potential, or because I think who the one the Bucks took, I think he has B, right? God, it's been so long since I've looked at them.
Yeah. B potential.
Um,
C plus B plus B plus B plus, and then B potential.
yeah, and it's just so weird to me because like and same with Shingdu, he has B potential as well, but it's like.
That's right.
I don't know. Like I said in my draft video, like I just don't. If you go back in time and look at any past draft where like someone came in with that good of stats, with those great of statistics, like generally they don't do well. You know what I mean? Like they generally have like C potential. Maybe they go up 1, down 1, and like yeah, they could be good for a year or two, but I think their floor is a lot lower, but I also think their ceiling's a lot lower too. I think, like a guy like Shingdu could stay, around like the B plus, B plus, B plus, maybe go down to like a B minus, but like up 1, and he'll be serviceable. Like, unless he has like F potential and goes down in everything. But I just think if you're drafting in like the top 5, you want a potential MVP candidate. And I don't think either of those guys are ever going to be that. I think they're going to be like, pass around the league, start for a year or two, Never make an all-star game kind of guy, but always be a starter somewhere type player. I think that's kind of where I have both of those point guards. So I do understand why Mofo put them high. I'm not saying I don't. For me, I see more potential in Everard than I do the other two ever being like an MVP talk candidate or anything like that, you know?
I guess the player I think about is possibly Doug Dacey Jr., who was a kind of B plus B plus B potential player, and obviously slightly different, and he's a little bit bigger. I think he's taller. He's 6'5". But yeah, I think he's probably a good player to think. I guess that maybe a comparison for those players that actually is probably he's kind of starting to get into that conversation at least of that kind of championship kind of level tier player. Yeah.
Yeah, I think last year he had a few sims where he averaged like 30 points a game. So yeah, he's getting there. Now, will he ever be able to pass the ball? But I don't know. But he can at least score. So fuck it, I guess.
So the thing with Karapic, the Bucks point guard, that I don't like, apart from him being on the older side at 21 and B potential, and also being drafted by Kiki, is that he's 5'10". And he has C+ inside, and I just feel like that is a ceiling lowerer in itself, really.
Well, obviously he's 5'10", so I guess the ceiling is quite low that he needs.
Yeah, you could have a low ceiling at 5'10" and it'll be okay, and live in an older house. Don't need to renovate as often. I just think, will he be able to ever score enough to be like a real, true, like elite starter?
Yeah.
That would be my concern. Even his best case, will he be a high-end scorer?
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I think, he kind of looks more like, God forbid I say it, but he kind of looks closer to like a Cedric Nacer than he does, like a Loki, or, you know what I mean? Like, will he... he won't be as bad as Cedric Nacer, probably, despite the 3 years I spent trying to win with him. But, he has that kind of skill set where it's like he's got that A-, A-. Like, I could see him being that after like 2 TCs, and it's like, that's fine. But we've seen a lot of players have those attributes and just not do very well. You know what I mean? So.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and all these evaluations are, as you said, just off what we know from past drafts.
Right.
Like, I could see a world where Karapic becomes an MVP candidate, sure.
Yeah.
But at this current moment, I have him lower than Gage.
Right.
So
yeah,
and that's just because of what I know.
If his insight goes up to B- or B after the first year or two of training camp, all bets are off. You know what I mean? So, I'm with you.
Wick, just can you say something nice about Kiki, just to make sure that you're not just bagging him on every podcast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're
waiting.
Okay.
All right, maybe not. Let's keep
I
moving on.
actually do. I do like Karapic. I didn't like the trade for the pick to select him after making the Mac Pitcher trade. I didn't like the pick he made again. Oh my god. I'm trying. I'm really digging for something nice to say.
You're doing great, babe. You're doing great.
That's what he would tell me. No, I do love his second round pick. His second pick in the second round, Stroud. He's that undersized power forward.
I like Stroud
that
too.
guy to me is a first round talent.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, he was good. Could be a small forward as well, potentially, somewhere down the track. Who knows? C outside is doable. On the verge, I guess.
Only for you. You've got a one of a kind player there. I don't think C+ outside is doable for anybody.
I think I'm starting to get in my short time here a reputation for just playing power forward at small to the league, play Jimmy Ellenwood at small forward for an entire season.
My God, I was not here when you did that.
I
did not know you played Ellenwood.
You definitely were.
I was definitely not. I don't remember you even having Ellenwood while I've been in this league.
Oh, I inherited Ellenwood, and then I traded him to the Warriors to do it. Yeah. Anyway, he did all right in small forward anyway. But moving on.
I will say positively about the Bucks. that I do actually really like their team direction. I see the vision. This roster is
Okay.
actually coming together. Um, he has the totally right idea about stockpiling point guards and seeing if any of them can be their franchise, that franchise guy. That's the most important position.
And I think he pivoted at a good time. Like, I think he didn't, despite, I think I was worried with Kiki and how attached he gets to his players, or seemingly attached he gets to his players, that he might keep that core a bit too long down the track. But I think he actually did a good job of just pivoting off it, and ripping me off for 2 firsts for a very average player. So we'll move on.
Glorified seconds.
Yikes.
He's out of here
I will.
anyway. So
I have a counter argument to basically everything that was just presented as an argument here. I cannot stand what a lot of GMs are doing, where they're just stockpiling certain positions and going, well, I hope one works out, because it's like, what the fuck are we doing? I mean, I get it, especially a point guard. You have to have a point guard to be successful. But I just feel like there's a new mentality, and we saw it with like the Oklahoma draft the other 2 years ago, where they drafted the 2 point guards in the first round. We've seen it with Kiki, just stockpiling like 2 or 3 point guards on his team, not even through the draft, through trades or whatever. Indiana did the same thing this year, picking 2 shooting guards back to back who can't play any other position.
the Celtics had their string of terrible point guards.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's become a thing where it's like everyone's like, well, one of them's got to hit. And it's like, yeah, okay, I see what you're doing here, but like, okay, now the one does hit. Now you are so devoid of talent in every other position. Does it even fucking matter that the one hit? You know what I mean? Like, I think there needs to be some nuance and some little like gray area here. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just keep going, all right, well, I'm going to draft these 3 point guards. I'm going to trade for another point guard. And maybe I'll sign another point guard in free agency. And maybe one of them will work out. And then if it does, well, we'll try the same thing with small forward next year. It's like, all right, like that's like a 10-year plan to be successful. By the time you have enough talent around the point guard that worked out initially, he's almost ready to retire. So I don't know. I just think there needs to be a little more, just more faith. People just need to have more faith in the moves they make and the players they draft. And just like, I think this guy's going to be good, so we're going to go with him. And then I'm going to try to find someone else good at another position. And then if it doesn't work out, you'll know within a year or two. Move the fuck on. Don't sit here and wait 5 years for, your random point guard you took with pick 12 to work in the draft. If he's not working, he's not working. Cut your ties. Be done with it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know if you guys agree, but
I think it's also like and it's not always easy, but there is actually the possibility of trading into a decent point guard at some point anyway. Like whether that's kind of like a jackal move of getting Omar Lines, whether that's a good move or not. There's possibilities in there. The Heat got Homer, but there. I mean, it's not like point guards. Like it's not like all point guards get drafted by a team, and then they become the franchise point guard, and then they stay there forever. And so,
right.
There are ways to trade into a point guard, and if you've got a team if you've got lots of assets, it's about asset management more than anything, right? And if you've got, 3 point guards and only one of them kind of works out, or 3 point guards and none of them work out, then what do you do there? You've got no assets to do anything. So yeah.
Yeah, stock up your assets and then trade for Alex Wrigley in a year or two. That's the plan. I agree. Like that's the move.
It's gonna cost an arm and a leg to get Riggs off me. That's my.
It's okay. I'm just shopping out. 2 years from now, Loki Butterman's getting on the market, so save your picks.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm excited. Actually, that is. It's not just Loki, but I think a lot of good point guards are going to become available in the coming seasons.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, especially when they get to that, like, say you've got a really good 2 to 5 position, and someone like Musa gets available at early 30s. that's still a really good way of getting into position to try win. I mean that's kind of another way. You don't have to have a point guard that you develop for 5 years, 10 years, to be able to compete. From my perspective, anyway, I would have to really rebuild. So I'm just talking crap out of my. I'm just watching other people rebuild. So we'll see. We'll see when I get there how bad I am at it. It'll be a fun time.
Dan said, based on what I've seen other people do, this is the way to do it. So
based on how I've seen other people not do well.
Well, I've never drafted a good point guard, and I've been around 30+ seasons. So
I don't think I have either, to be honest with you. And I've been around for way more than that. So I'm with you, bud. We're riding up that train together. Yeah, so maybe Gage Everard's going to be the worst fucking point guard in this draft. If me and Wick like him, then there's got to be something to it. So
probably. He probably will be a scrub. Unfortunately.
It'll be okay.
I do like Legion. I hope he's not.
Me too. Yeah. Is it Legion that took? Yeah, Legion did take him. Why was I thinking, man, doing these videos really fucked up my perception of who took what in this draft. I don't know why. You'd think it would make it better, but it didn't.
Legion
I was thinking
yeah,
I was thinking the Mavericks took Erwin Preborn for some reason, but I got the two flicked, and that's fine. I'm allowed to be wrong a lot. I like the Erwin Preborn pick too, though. I think the top 6 went about the way that I would expect the top 6 to go. Like that's how I would have had my top 6, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. Same.
Any other fun draft takes? Anyone else got anything good on this topic?
Exhausted as much as my F grade was not deserved, despite CPUing it. So I've already cut the player. I can't remember his name. What is his name? I had to look it up 3 times to even cut him because I didn't know what his name was.
It sounds like the F grade was perfectly deserved from what you're describing.
Yeah.
My F grade wasn't deserved. I don't even have the guy on my team anymore. No, but that's an F. That's how Fs work. Like I don't, it's you didn't even get the participation grade. If it were in class, you'd at least get points for showing up. But no, you didn't even get that. You got like the F-.
Timon Dakin. That'll be the only time we'll ever say that name again because he's probably out of the league by the end of this year. So there you go.
I'm going to sign him and he'll be on
cars.
He'll be on my team for the next 15 years. So, and I'll just remind every time we do a podcast, I'll be like, "Hey, you want this guy? You want him? Hey."
He's turned into the MVP of the league.
Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious? I wonder how much I'd have to bribe.
Would definitely be deserved.
Oh yeah, you would get like a negative F.
Yeah.
Mofo knew you were going to cut him. That's why you got the F. It wasn't the pick. It was the fact that you were going to cut him. Yeah, see, I see what's going on here.
Mofo just reminded me that B is an Asian F, so that's true. So I don't know what an F is in this case, but a Z, a Z, whatever. Here we go.
He was an Asian F. Yeah, Thug did always say that. That's so funny. All right, I think I've exhausted all my draft takes. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, I'm good to move on.
All right, we got free agency, and that's a big. It doesn't feel like this period of the offseason we're just waiting. Like it's just nothing but waiting. In this, like we're waiting for people to pick. We're waiting 18 hours for guys to make a 2nd round pick. Shout out Droppy, appreciate it. And then we're waiting for free agency day 1 to start. We're waiting for training camp. Like it's so much waiting, man. It's
good. It's a nice rest for
It is. That's fair.
From the regular season. Especially when you don't have picks. When your only pick is the 2nd to last pick on the 2nd round. Like you kind of forget the draft's happening about halfway through it. That's kind of part of my reason for
I understand that. I mean, it's just
free agency. Who are big names in free agency this year? Luka Warrior, obviously.
Luka Warrior.
Yep, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big name.
I thought that was one from the Grizzlies potentially. That was
I don't think. I mean, if y'all want to hype him up that much, that's fine. I don't think he's a big. I just you do. Talk about whatever you.
You kind of have to if you want to bid. You kind of have to bid on Luka. I don't know if you would bid on. I don't know. Splitting. Maybe Moran bids on Jerison, and then everyone kind of goes, "Oh, he doesn't have any cap anyway." But, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want a big, I mean, you have to kind of take a chance on Luka. I'd say. I mean, he's an incredible player, so that's a kind of a franchise changing player. So
I like Gerasim fine. Obviously, I haven't traded him to this point in my life for a reason. But like, it's one of those things where it's like if you need a big, and you had the choice between Gerasim Kaiserslav or Luka Warrior, and both of their teams are bidding 7-year maxes on him, why wouldn't you take a chance on Luka Warrior? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it would be like, if Loki Butterman was a free agent off his rookie year, and at the same time you had, I don't know who's like a moderately good point guard. Why can't I think of one right now?
Cedric Nasa.
No, fuck off. Like Charles Lardy. Okay, let's go with like a Charles Lardy. You know what I mean? Like Charles Lardy, I think has a good future, and I think he's fine. But if you had the choice between, like, let's say they were the same age, if you had the choice between a Charles Lardy and a Loki Butterman, you would go after Loki every time, right? You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing. Like it's not disparaging Gerasim at all. I just think like if they're the same position, if you need one, you're gonna pick Luka, and it has nothing to do with. I don't think Gerasim's that good. I just think Luka Warrior is. I think he's like a next level. So that's where I'm at with it. Like, why not take a shot?
Yep. Agreed.
If you're gonna max a player anyway, fuck it.
Or plan B, 6-year max Alex Wrigley.
Well,
I dare
Why
you.
would you want that anyway? It's not
I
like
don't know.
you can at least get some.
I just hate myself,
Kinda funny.
I guess.
oh my god, just invite Kiki in the
do-
chat. You can talk about killing himself every 5 minutes. That's what you sound like right now.
Please don't ever
Do
compare me to Kiki again.
I thought you'd like that one.
the Celtics have an interesting free agency ahead? They put themselves into that position, to be fair, but. Can we talk about H-Dog's free agency? Because I think that's probably the most interesting free agency. Well, is he gonna? Because he's got Reimer that he needs to renew. He's got Parvin he needs to renew, and then he wants Barden as well. So how? And he doesn't have Birds and Barden. That's
He's
the
not getting
important
Barden
thing.
back.
But
Barden's gone.
Well, he
If he
really likes
wants to
Barden.
bring-
So
If he wants to bring back Barden that bad, he will come at the expense of
Lose
Ryder
everyone
and
else.
Galen. Yeah,
I
no, I
mean,
don't think Galen's up. This is Parvin.
yeah. Who cares?
okay,
about Barden?
here's my thing.
yeah.
Here's my thing. It's not even that he would lose everyone else. It's literally all someone has to do is build like 8 mil on Barden, and he's gone. The Celtics only have 6 mil in cap room now after they did all their re-signing. They
Yeah.
have 6 mil left. That's it. All
Yeah.
you have to do is bid 8 to 10, and Barden is not a Celtic anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm
And
Are we-
potentially he loses everyone else because he hasn't bid on them either. So
Are we taking running odds on whether or not H-Dog will actually bid on day one at all? Are we taking odds on that at all? Because at this point,
I'm definitely,
it feels like
I can tell you what. I know this is not good kind of GMing, but I'm probably gonna put my MLE on one of the Celtics just to see if anything happens. To be honest, I mean, why
Fuck
not?
yeah, might as well take your shot. It's a Celtic or a Bull every year. Just put your Emilio on him. You have a chance.
According to CC, Brendan's going to be doing FA this year.
Yeah. I also said
Brendan said it a few times.
okay. I also said I was going to hit the gym and get in shape this year, but guess what? We're halfway through the year. I haven't gone to the gym one time, and he hasn't bid on free agency once. So it's like, let's fucking believe it when we see it. That's where we're at.
So, but what does he have to do in free agency anyway? He doesn't have any cap room. Who's
Bid
on
an
free agency for
MLE.
him?
Bid an LLE. Like, just bid. Bid
Yeah,
on,
I guess so. I guess so.
An MLE is not, like, an MLE is, it's not a bad tool to have. I mean, especially when the Bulls are in playoff contention. It's not like they're not,
Yeah, and then actually,
Going back-
MLEs are somewhat helpful salaries down the line. I don't know what's the help for him anyway. Anyway,
I was playing my MLE signing last season, 20 minutes a game. Like, they
yeah,
can be
but
useful
that's
rotation
so.
players.
I mean,
or take a shot on, if you genuinely don't have anyone that you want to use an MLE on, if you're looking through and you're like, none of these guys will help my team right away, and I don't think that would be the case, but like, let's say that it is, you know what I mean? Like, if that's genuinely how you feel, take a shot on one of these undrafted rookies. Take a shot on one of these like young guys that have been cut with a potential. Like, take a shot on one of these, because then if they go up their first training camp, you can sign them to like a 2-year, $5 million year. You know what I mean? And then get birds on them quick. Like, that's a good way. If you really don't think anyone can help your team right away, take a shot on someone. Like, fuck it, try it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, you have to bet on MLE every year. I think
Yeah.
that's just it's basically a pathway to either a good player or birds. You know, like, so
Yeah.
you 4.5, 5.4, 6 point whatever, and after that, and then you've got birds. Like, and not many people can actually take that from you unless they become a max player in year 2. And in that case, you had a season
Right.
of him as a max player anyway. You know, so
Yeah.
Going back to the Celtics, so I actually didn't know that it's just about $6 million in cap. I think you mentioned it, Tyler. But there is actually a path, I think. I'd need to do the maths, but they could stretch wave a few guys. Stretch wave
But who would they
Lizardo.
stretch? They've got, what, Tilford or Galen? Oh, to stretch Lizardo.
They could stretch Jordy Juvie. They could get close. I don't know if they could hit the $13.5 million mark, but they could get closer to it.
Possibly. It'll be pretty
And
tight.
yet still be
I think he'd be
outbid.
losing a lot of players to keep Barden. Yeah.
Yeah. You are right. He could get at least closer, because then you'd have to assume it's someone with max Barden. And I don't know if anyone's willing to max him. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of up in the air whether he's deserving of a max or not. He reminds me a lot of like Bruno Folds for the Jazz right now. Like, they seem very similar, where, I don't know. I guess Barden's younger, so maybe he has more time to develop past what Folds has, but like, I don't know. They seem kind of 1A, 1B to me right now.
I don't think he's worth a max. Like, I think
Yeah.
if you got Cap right now is a good time to bet on him, because he might go for what, $8 million, right? Like, so that's great. But I definitely don't think he's worth a max, personally. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
He's what is he scoring? He's scoring what? I think he's just scored under 20 points a game last season for a team that is, not great, let's say. And so, you know, it's. I mean, no, they're not bad, but they're not amazing either. You want someone who's scoring a little bit more than that. So.
You're very polite, Dan.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep my trade for Tilford open, so you know I can't be too.
Oh my God, give it up, Dan. God. You're like the guy that sees a girl in the coffee shop one day and thinks about her for 5 years later. Like, she could have been the
what I
one.
did was
Get over it.
I don't know if I said this in the chat. I messaged H-Dog to try to trade for Tilford this offseason, and he replied in the main chat, Dad, Tilford is not for sale.
Dude, I do remember that.
He never replied to my DM, just in the main chat.
Yeah, he said, no, fuck this. Everyone's seeing this. I do remember that. That's what spawned Mofo yelling at us for posting the private DMs, I think. That was so funny.
It was for two high lottos, by the way. So just saying, it was a good deal, I reckon. But anyway,
It's a bad deal for you.
Just
Stop
lost.
trying to get Tilford. You're giving up too much at this point. You gotta calm down. Anytime you start thinking about Tilford, just message me. I'll do a little intervention for you. That's just how we'll go. That's how we'll go moving forward.
Accountability.
Listen,
Accountability.
I know all the addict tricks in the book. I'll be your sponsor, bud. I got you. I'll get you through this. All right. Listen, I'll sit with you holding your hand in front of the toilet every night while you're throwing up until you get Tilford out of your system. Like, we'll make it happen. All right. Any other FA? I mean, all right. So who are some guys that you think? And none of us have cap, right? The three of us, none of us have cap. Wick, do you have cap?
I don't have cap.
No.
I've
You're
got
7-year
a lot of
maxing
bad
Alex Wrigley.
contracts. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Of course. I just thought about that. Yeah. So I don't care if we throw some people out there. Is there anyone you think that people should be focusing on that they're maybe not going forward in this draft or in free agency? Like, I don't know. I was looking at it, and I know we're all just scrambling right now to look at the stats site to see if we can come up with a name, since none of us have really looked at it. But I mean, I think there's still some potential left in someone like Brian Plum. Now, if Devonta maxes him, he's not worth a max, so you're out on that one immediately. But someone like that, I think, where maybe they haven't had the TCs that people thought they were gonna have, but they could still be good, who won't get attention. I just think there's a few players like that. I think there's another one
That's
I
only
thought
if
of.
you've got cap after trying to bid a max. Well, it's like a day two free agency. Oh, they want to be
Yeah,
available day two, would he? So yeah, just you want to. I mean, if you got cap, you're throwing in a Luca first, right? Like that must
right.
be that
Have
should be your
to.
first option. So yeah, maybe if you got extra. Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, Brian Plum would be. No, it's not bad. Not the worst shout. I mean, I don't. He's one of those players who I reckon maybe might be good at like 30, kind of a randomly that kind of Omar Dyson kind of trajectory of
Dan said this
but
motherfucker's not gonna be good for 6 more years.
you might as well
Sign
keep
him to a
He's gonna be
7-year
good for
max.
6 years. What is
Sign him to a 7-year max so he can be good in the last 2 years of his contract.
He might never be good.
He might never be good. It's
Oh
very
no, it might
possible.
not.
I don't know. The weird thing about Brian Plum was how well he shot from 3-point last year. That's what makes me kind of think that maybe his outside will go up. Like, I wouldn't. It was very strange to me how well he shot from outside last year to the point where I'm like, all right, is something like going on here with him? Because, he's got what, like the B.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean he killed it from 3-point last year, but he only took 141 shots, so maybe that has something to do with it as well. But still, hitting 47% of your threes with B outside is kind of like wild. You know what I mean? Especially when he's never been over for like the year before he shot 28%, and this year he shot 47. That's what makes me go, maybe there's some potential left. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
potentially.
you never know with these guys.
Yeah,
I think I would. Yeah, I'm off that island personally. We're 4 seasons in, and he hasn't shown
yeah,
enough for me to buy into his potential. I think more likely than not, he is who he is at this point.
I
And
can see that.
if he's a little better, well, that's good for his next suitor, I guess, or Devontae.
Or Devonta. Um, what about someone like Predrag from the Wizards? Predrag Parusic?
I think SF is probably eyeing him right now, knowing his track record with Wizards free agents that college forgot to bid on.
I mean,
Thought I saw a bit on
Hodge
him.
only had 2 bird
There you
years.
go.
Yeah, Hodge bid on
Yeah,
him because
Hodge
I mean he
bid
was
at
making
one year max, yeah.
13.5. Yeah, but he can't bid the 7 year. He's only got 2 bird years. So
No.
anyone else could at least match the Wizards.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
I'd
he's
say-
worth a max. That's the other thing.
So the thing with Wizards perimeter players is that
Okay.
I always just feel like their numbers are like inflated. They're
Interesting.
like power hitters at like Coors Field.
You
Like,
think
they're playing with
Hodge you think Hodge inflates the balls over there a certain way?
Yeah. I mean, they're playing with bigs who average like 7 points a game. Like,
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
like
someone
so the
has to
perimeter
score.
players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always juices or gets the most, I should say, out of his perimeter guys.
Mm. In saying that, I mean, I don't have enough track record to even comment on that. But I think I do think you're right, Tyler. I think Predrag might be an actually interesting Predrag, probably Predrag is actually a really good potential. I think actually that's not a bad call. I think he's a good youngish player. He's 24. Yeah, I think it'd be worth it. Definitely. I think he's worth a max personally. Not like he's not the most amazing max, but he's got potential, and he's if you're not going to get Luka Warrior, I don't. Yeah, he's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't feel like entering into like a huge bidding war, because not only do you have to hope that the free agent actually leaves their team, but then you have to be a hope that you're the one that gets them. You know what I mean? So when you're bidding in 6 other players, as my boy Scott Steiner in the WWE would say, your chances drastic go down with the Steiner math on that one. So, you got to really, you got to weigh your options when it comes to free agency. And I've never been good enough at free agency to really weigh in and have super hot takes on it because my strategy has always been when I have cap to look for the other teams that have cap and then bid on one of their players. So that's what I've always done. That's what I've always done in every free agency. That's how I got Omar Dyson when I got Omar Dyson. That's always been the way that I operate. So, but unfortunately this year, teams with cap, I don't think there's anyone really worth bidding on You know what I mean? Like you have the Cavs, you had the Pacers. Who else you had? The Clippers, the Lakers, the Kings. I mean, they all blew it up so bad that it's like anyone they have in the free agency pool, it's like, fuck, I wouldn't want to bid on them anyway. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone there like there would be in previous years.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, it's definitely a weaker FA pool. There is a guy that actually has some interest from other teams that he's a little under the radar, but Jamal Wild on the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
He's got
Not under
that,
the
that B
radar
plus
anymore.
A minus. I mean, that's why we do this podcast to give exposure to the underrated free agents.
Oh, he's on the birds on that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no
I haven't looked at
birds,
his free agency
so
class that closely.
What's
he's up for
interesting about
grabs.
him is you'd be going in completely blind because he's
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
played. Yeah. So you
I
have
played
no
3
clue.
matches, Tyler. Played 3 matches. Thank you very
All
much.
right.
And he's
First of all,
6'10".
yeah. I mean, but
Oh no,
you know,
nine matches.
it's just
I guess.
we've seen some players with B plus A minus who just don't score that well. It's rare. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not saying it's like a normal thing. But um, he would be a good like MLE target. I think putting more than that on him would be interesting unless you're just really sure for some reason. But I do see the appeal, like especially in a weaker free agency class. Like, yeah, why not? You know?
Yeah, I mean, he's 20 years old, still got that B potential, another good TC, and again, we don't really have any production. Like we have zero sample size, so, who really knows what he could be or what he is at the moment.
Right.
He's like a day two he's not a player I'd max day one, but say if I still had like 2 maxes going into day 2,
1 year max.
I'd be like,
You'd use one. Okay.
yeah, I'd definitely consider it. Or breaking up a max to go for him and someone else and get a couple guys on some 3-year deals.
He's definitely one that
Maybe
I would
those-
like put. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, if you're day 2 and he's remaining still there. I mean, 1 year max is pretty low risk in terms of a bid on that. I imagine those kind of players. Yeah, I think they're good options, good safe options to go for. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Actually, just throw a 1 year max on him. If he doesn't pan out, cut your losses and move on next free agency. If he does, then
Yeah.
hey, you got the max. Even if you don't have cap, you can bid that max on him again. So
Yeah, you basically have birds with well, not really, but you can bid more than anyone else on the second year, so
right.
that's
Yeah. Worst case, he's a tradable contract.
Yeah.
Those have value.
Yeah.
Those two.
And
As the
I think,
Celtics have shown us.
coming into the league, more recently, like I think that's the thing you see with more experienced GMs do. I use that 1 year max really well, through free agency, try to get some value out of the 1 year max because it's relatively low risk and kind of move forward from that. I think newer GMs don't really understand how that quite works, and I think don't benefit from that.
I need to partner with Moron to do like a 10-part series on free agency for some of these newer GMs. I think
He doesn't want to
'cause,
reveal any
I
of his
mean,
secrets.
but I think it pains him so much to see the way some other GMs handle free agency that he might be willing to divulge something. Because I'm telling you, watching some of these guys do free agency is like watching a new cat try to find a litter box for the first time. It's like, all right, bud, like, no, you go shit over there. You don't shit over here, shit over there. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing, I feel like. I don't know. Like, it should be simple, but it's just not.
Well, and also teams don't prep well, right? Don't prep well into free agency. I mean, free agency requires a little bit of prep, right? You've got to do your math well. You've got to make sure you've got, your whatever you've got remaining plus your picks, signed.
There's planning,
equals
yeah.
How much, It's got to go to your prep, and that's, or if you're gonna want to get into free agency, like trading the right. Your salaries away before the off season hits, and before draft hits, and then all those things, it just. You gotta
Stop
figure that
re-signing
out
your
before.
players during Stop re-signing your players during the
Stop
re-sign
re-signing
set.
all your
Like,
players that offer you a
fuck.
contract.
God, just use your goddamn cap. I can't. Like, it's just, it's infuriating watching
CC
some of
raises
those
a really good
GMs.
point with this. CC raises a really good point with this, is that it actually the problem with that kind of GMing is that actually affects the entirety of the league, in the sense that like the tradability of certain assets goes down incredibly, and so we get we kind of end up with, it's, part of the league is exciting because we trade and we kind of deal, we on deal, sometimes badly,
Right.
sometimes well, and if we've got these kind of bogged down assets and kind of weird ass contracts that don't really work, then
Right.
it slows down the entirety of the league, and that's not fun for anyone. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I
I'll
have this
take
guy
him.
on the trade block. Does anyone want this guy? And then you look at his contract and it's like $3.2 million, and like he's like it's like, oh, okay, well, let's add some more. And then you go through their entire roster page and it's like 1 million, 2 million, 1 million, 5 1. It's like, all right, yeah, sure, trade me half of your team for my one player and we can make this trade work. Or you have a guy making like 30 fucking $million and it's like, yeah, well, yeah, okay, sure. Let me go ahead and trade, like, just stack your team with 10 mil contracts and call it a day. You know what I mean? Like, those are the most tradable contracts. 10 to 15. Do 10 to 15 and you can trade almost anyone on your team at any given time. There will always be some kind of interest. And that's what I've always told people. Like, stop. Everyone's like, oh, well, I got this guy so cheap. He's only making $1.8 million year one. It's like, okay, well, great. So when you decide you don't want him anymore, you're going to have 1.8 mil in dead cap because you're going to have to cut him because there's going to be no one who takes him from you. Like, I don't know. Like, contract play is big in this league. Wick, shut your ears on this one because I know you don't care about cap room right now. So, but, like, I just feel like tradable contracts are such a big part of, it doesn't even matter whether you want to do free agency or not. It doesn't matter whether you ever want to have cap. It's like you have to have tradable contracts to make moves. So,
Yep. Like my great player Kokan Ugrincic, 34 million, 37 million, 40 million for 3 years. Top quality contract that. If anyone wants him,
top
come get him.
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's not going down every TC from now on. So, come get him. Come get him
I'll
quick
get right
before
on
the next
that
TC.
one. You'll be God, you need to hope he retires next year, honestly. That's like that's
Oh yeah.
because you'll actually you'll
that's
have
my
cap
main.
next year.
It's a
Well, maybe not.
It's a big issue, yeah. If I want to rebuild in 2 years' time, I've got to get him off somehow, the book somehow. But we'll get there.
No, you need
No such thing as an
you need to
untradeable
plan on
contract.
rebuilding. You need to plan on rebuilding at 3 years at this point with that contract, because good lord.
I'll trick some new GM into taking it when they come in.
Well, yeah, and the
I'll
TC
take
will
it.
deny it.
I
The
don't
TC
care.
will deny it, like we've done all the other times you tried to trick people.
Yeah, Wick will take
Fucking
him.
2
Eventually,
seconds.
someone will take him. Wick always wants a bad contract, so it's all good.
That
I
is fair.
The thing is, I can get more in a trade if I take back a bad contract, or I
It's
always sort of, yeah, it's
Yeah.
an asset.
Well, I mean,
Cap room is an asset.
There's kind of two
Yeah.
things in the league, right? You're over cap or you're under cap. And once you're over cap, it kind of doesn't matter how much cap you have.
Right. Yeah. But I think a lot of the new GMs still don't understand, like, even if you're over cap, like, don't just sign your players to, like, these random contracts. Think about what you're actually signing your people to. You know what I mean? Like, just think about it for a little bit.
Tradability.
Like, put a little thought into it. Yeah. Yeah. Wick, how are you doing on time? When do you have to get out of here? Solid. All right. We're crushing it. Any other free agency takes that we want to talk about? I mean, it's not a super exciting free agency. We've kind of actually used this time more to just talk about general free agency stuff that we have, like this specific free agency, which is interesting.
just yeah.
But
Nothing really from me. I mean, I'm
feel
sure there's a few
yeah.
MLEs in there. I'm sure there's a few nice
Yeah.
MLEs
Yeah.
in there that I'm gonna start looking at today. But apart from that, I think it's not the best free agency to have cap for, except for Luca. Obviously, Luca is incredible, but
Right.
he's kind of one of those players who's probably staying, isn't he? So whatever.
I'd say so. If I had to
Maybe
guess.
tell me to leave. They just want a title.
Right. Well, maybe he wants a new challenge. Maybe he's one of those type of players, you know?
Maybe he has like a below average IQ or a really bad agent.
Wow. Koo, do you hear that? He's calling your players dumb as fuck. He
I'm
said
not-
this guy's a
The
dummy.
GM of that team is incredibly intelligent and a champion now.
Yeah, congratulations. We
He
actually
did.
haven't actually
Congratulations.
congratulated the
Oh, yeah.
the Wolves
Congratulations,
on winning,
Koo.
You have to wait. You have to wait an hour if you started this on this podcast. but
Yeah.
But yeah,
You
congratulations.
really have to
Yeah,
listen to this
good win.
podcast.
It was the best of all
Congratulations.
4 options when I got to the kind of conference final round to me. So
Disagree.
let's keep moving on.
Strong disagree. But you know
And
what?
with that, maybe I'll put a little graphic in the beginning that says "Congratulations, KWO."
And happy birthday, Dan, of course.
Oh yeah, fuck! Happy birthday,
Special
Dan.
birthday pod.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Why? Yeah,
Nothing I would
yeah,
rather
why?
do
First of all,
than to be on the
I
podcast
was
with
gonna
you
say
guys.
why. Why are you spending your birthday with us? I mean, hey, happy about it, but you know,
Yeah,
I didn't even get you anything.
So
I can relate. I get it.
it's okay. You can get me something off the free agency, Tyler. It'll be all good.
There you go. Okay.
Hey Dan, my birthday was earlier this month. You should have gifted me someone off your
You
team.
have Alex Wrigley already. What else do you need? Why do you give a man
True,
who has everything?
true that.
You're set, Wick. You're good.
You know what? Like, I genuinely think between him and Serdan, I think he's more likely to be my franchise point guard. Like, I
All right,
also
let's
think
keep moving on.
No, like genuinely,
You think Wrigley's more likely
Fire.
than Serdan?
I think so. I think he has the highest ceiling. All it takes will be a handling increase.
All right, Tyler, clip that one, and then I think we might use that in a future podcast. Just kind of a cut back, you know, like
I'm just
flashback.
gonna clip it. I'm just gonna clip it, and then after every season, I'm just gonna put it in the EBL chat so that we can just have this memorized. You know, never let you forget. I think
We're
Wick's
doing
just
a
trying to increase the tradability on him at this point. I think that's all. This is all just not. It's all an op.
No,
I get it.
I'm being 100% genuine. This is how I feel.
This definitely sounds like a point where Wick just hypes up the player and then he'll trade them in about a couple of weeks time.
No. 7-year max. He's here to stay.
No
we
one's
love you,
here to stay in
Alex.
the Knicks. You know that, Wick. No one's here to stay in the Knicks.
All right, going back to free agency real quick while we still have a little bit of time. First of all, no one has bid on Luka Warrior so far, so I don't know if anyone's noticed that or not, but there's 0 bids on Luka Warrior up until this point. So I find that interesting. I would like to predict where I think he would go, but now I can't even do that because no one has bid on him.
Oh, it's just it's
I mean,
classic. That's like free agency. Like someone has to break the seal, and then all the free agency kind of bids will
They'll
come
all
in.
pour in.
Yep.
Should I just throw my MLE on him real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and do that, actually.
Okay, do it. Do it now. We crack up. Let's see what happens.
Should all 3 of us put our MLE on Luka Warrior right now?
No, I can't. I've already used all my bidding spots. I'm sorry. I have too many
my
trades
God.
going on. I know. I can't help it. I got to sign
put
all
a-
these fucking people.
I'll put a min on it.
There you go. There you go.
All right, Dan. You and me, 1-year mids on Luka Warrior.
I don't know if
Oh,
Mofo's gonna
God.
hate that or not. That's kind of
He would be pissed. He would not like that.
yeah. No,
Just
let's leave
creating
it.
work
Let's leave
for
it
him.
out. I don't want to anger Mofo. I already got an F grade. I don't want to get any more F grades, to be honest.
Next year, F minus.
Actually, going back to the draft, Mofo did. I wouldn't say he wasn't low on him. He was low on my Turkish small forward, the all B's guy.
Oh,
know,
son.
which-
Yeah. Oh, son. Yeah.
Yeah, it was disrespectful to the great nation of Turkey. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Turkey has bad players. I mean, like sometimes, and good players sometimes, like
We have Cam
Bogdus.
Dak.
What about
Is he
your guy
Turkish?
from the University of Buffalo in this draft? You didn't even talk about him at
Wait,
all.
what?
Stephen Howell, the Kings pick.
Wait, I don't know what he looks like. Oh, he's. I did not know he was from Buffalo.
Yeah, well, you clearly didn't watch my video about him because I shouted you out in it. So, I mean, first of all, fuck you, I guess. But
It's 24. I'm not down to 24 yet, Tyler.
right? Yeah, I know.
I
was
watched
around
quite a few of
19,
them.
I think.
I know you did. I don't expect everyone to watch all 29. I swear. I promise. We're good. I know you watched a few because we've talked about it. But yeah, no, I shouted you out him because University of Buffalo. I said,
Well,
go
I'm definitely
Bulls. Shout
watching
out
it
Wick.
now.
Yeah, go
And
Bulls.
that is
Shout
like the
out
most
Wick.
notable thing about him as a prospect.
Yeah, he's fine. I think he's fine. He's okay. He'll be fine. He might stick around as like a bench big for a few years, maybe. We'll see. You know,
Looks like a bench guy to me.
he'll end up on the Knicks eventually.
I don't know. I don't really care about being sentimental with where players are from.
You mentioned every
if
player
you're
from
good,
Turkey every
you can be a
time.
Knick.
I was gonna say.
I don't actively seek to acquire them. You know what I mean?
I don't really care where a player's from, but let me go ahead and list all the current EBL players that are from Turkey and everyone that has ever played from.
Calm down.
I see what you're saying.
But you know, like I
It's
like
saying
that.
that
I'll
I've had
root for them.
I've had no chance of acquiring any Chinese players. I've tried very hard at this point. It's
That's
kind
okay.
of getting a bit ridiculous. Next
You'll
iteration.
get
The
there.
new
I
Kings
believe in
point
you.
guard could be the best of all current Chinese players. I don't know how many we have right now.
Very well could be.
Li Deng.
I mean,
Li
you
Deng
know.
is definitely the best.
Oh, Li
Oh,
Deng.
yeah, Li-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to remain
yeah,
the
yeah.
best, most likely.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I
Zhengdu,
know
you
been
never
trying to
know.
acquire him for a while.
Let's
You've
not talk
been
about that one
asking
either.
about Lee Deng every season.
Yep. And with
Oh
no
my
luck every
God.
season. I tried to play the Asian
Imagine
card
the-
with Karachi. I was like, my man, I'm an Asian GM who wants an Asian player, a Chinese player. Like, can you just let me have him? I thought it worked for a bit, but it didn't.
Oh my God. Imagine the year when Dan finally pairs Li Deng with Brendan Tilford. It's gonna be the best year of all time for him.
They're both 34. They've all gone down to B- inside.
You signed them both from free agency on 2-year mids because that's where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. But it will make you happy, and that is, the whole point of this league is just being happy. It's apparently not winning because, okay, because I'm still happy and I haven't done that yet. But I don't know. I feel like there's not much else to talk about in free agency. I feel like we kind of did it. I feel like this would have been
running out of time
better.
as well. So
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I feel like this might have been a better podcast to do like after day one. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, the next
We didn't,
podcast,
so fuck it.
we'll have all those trades to cover.
Oh my God, we're gonna have so many trades. I got like 4 lined up myself. So
yeah, I think you could
Yeah.
probably cut.
we
This
didn't
one to
talk
be a
about
shorter
any of
one,
the
Tyler.
trades. Fuck. Yeah, we could have talked more about some of the trades, but you guys have to go now.
There hasn't been a lot of trades that are
No,
notable.
you're right. Well, let's just
No,
wait
not
and
yet.
we'll load them all up
I
for
think
the preseason.
all of us.
You know?
I think all of us know about a lot of trades, but I don't think any of them actually have been actioned yet.
No, you're 100% right. I'm thinking in my head like, oh no, all this has happened, but it hasn't. It hasn't yet. So.
yeah.
And you
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
a
I think
lot of
we're
the
all
trades
across some of the movements.
involve players currently in FA.
Right. We have to wait.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
God knows how long we'll be waiting on some of them. So, all right. Well, everyone seems to be checking the clock, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Happy birthday again, Dan. Thank you for being
Thank you.
here. We appreciate you very much. You got big plans for the rest of the birthday, real quick? What else are you doing?
Just chuck on the grill, the barbecue we call it here, which is not really a barbecue in American standards, but it's a propane grill. I'll just check that on, have a bit of food tonight. As it's a chill night. We've had a busy last
There you
few
go.
days, so yeah, there you go.
Okay.
How
All
was
right.
your
Well,
dinner
happy
last
birthday,
night?
Dan.
Yeah, dinner last night. We had over 60 people over to our little hall. Just people from the community. We fed a massive curry. It was me. That was a great time. Yeah, that's a birthday dinner for me.
Jesus
With
Christ.
lots of people I don't know.
I don't even know 6. I don't even know 60 people. So congratulations.
I
on
don't know
that,
them
I
either.
guess. Whatever. Okay. All right. Cool. That makes me feel a little better. All right. Well, we'll get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for joining us. Wick, I know it's not your birthday, but it was a pleasure having you here as well. You're just not as important right now, so sorry. Next year when it's
we
your
gotta
birthday,
honor the birthday boy.
yeah, next
gotta
year when it's your
honor the
birthday,
birthday boy.
we'll honor you. We'll honor you for that one too. So, next one will be the preseason preview podcast. Excited about that one. Hopefully, we'll have Hodge back for that, and that'll
Yeah.
be cool. Maybe not after the comments we made about him trading down. He might not join us
He may
anymore.
have to come back to explain his trade down. Yeah.
I knew I should have joined this podcast. Damn it. But yeah, so we will see you guys for that one. Everyone enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm on normal time. So I'll see you guys later. We'll talk later, and thanks again. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. And if you didn't, I don't care. So all right, goodbye.
Goodbye.